Hello everyone, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel if you're new. I'm Jake and today we're going to be doing something very different to what we usually do on here. Usually I've been doing Football Manager videos. I mean, really that's all I've been doing on this channel. Today we're going to be changing it up a little bit. Obviously I'm pretty bored in quarantine, as I imagine everyone is. So I set myself a challenge to try and learn how to paint in a week, and by the end of the week I hope to actually make a painting and give it to my girlfriend who I haven't seen since February. So it'll be quite a nice surprise because I'm gonna be honest, I'm literally the worst art, and I know everyone says that, but if anybody knows me or has seen any kind of art I've done before, I'm terrible. Drawing, painting, even I can't colour in the lines, I can't trace, I can't do anything. So I've started off this challenge by, I don't have any equipment, so I've had to order some brushes, order some painting, I've gone for some watercolours, paint, whatever you want to call it. I've got some watercolours, got some brushes like I say, and what else did I get? I got some card because obviously I need card to actually paint on. So now I'm kind of prepared, I'm just waiting for it all to be delivered. It should be about a week. So I'm going to be following some kind of intro YouTube tutorial or something, and I'll track my progress along the week of actually doing it, and hopefully I can actually improve and make a decent painting by the end of a week, but I don't hold my hopes up. So this is my first time doing any kind of YouTube video on camera, so if I don't look very natural or I look uncomfortable, which I probably do, hopefully it comes in time. I have just had my hair cut by my dad today, so you know, quarantine cut, it's not the best, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm just waiting for the paints to be delivered at the minute. Like I say, I could be absolutely terrible at the end of this week. I could be a new Da Vinci, I don't know. But it's going to be quite fun. I hope you do enjoy the video. If you do, feel free to hit the like button, comment if you want to get involved down below, and subscribe for more challenges like this. Like I say, this is very different to what I usually do. But you know, I want to do something that I enjoy and something new, and while I'm in quarantine, there's no better time to try something out. So I'm going to try and go for it, and I'll see you when everything arrives. Okay, so it's been a few days since the intro. Now all the items have arrived now, so we've got 50 pieces of card, which obviously I need that instead of paper because the watercolours will seep right through paper, so I thought some card will hopefully be a bit better. I've got all these paintbrushes, 15 paintbrushes, all of different thicknesses and stuff, some for finer lines, some for thicker strokes I imagine. And then we've also got these starter watercolours, which you can see here. Pretty cool, but I've already mixed them a bit because I had to test them out to make sure they actually all worked. So yeah, I did all that, and then I thought I'll watch a few intro videos on watercolours just to make sure I am going to be doing it right. And in the first video that I watched, they said do not buy a lot of cheap brushes just because they're cheap, which is what I did, so I've already done something wrong. They also said do not buy cheap watercolours, which I did, so I've also done something wrong there. And that about fell off. And do not use card, because apparently you need to use a special watercolour paper that's 100% cotton, but I guess card will have to do. The problems with the brushes in the paint is obviously the cheaper paint, it's not going to look as good, and the brushes apparently will break easier, and they're just not as easy to stroke, so that sounds very weird. Already gone all wrong so far, but it can only go up from here. So in the next few days I'm going to just be watching a few videos, trying to learn the technique before I do it, and then I guess the next time you see me, unless anything else goes wrong, will be me trying out the watercolours and trying my first watercolour painting, so I'll see you then. Okay, so it's now the next day since you last heard from me. I've decided I'm going to do a sunset style of painting. I've looked at a few videos. I think this might be, I say an easy one, it could go very wrong, but that's what I'm going to start with. These are the colours that I'm going to use for the sunset. I've got to add detail on it later, but I'll do that at another point when it's dry. So it's a red, an orange and a yellow. Going to try it out on a little bit of paper so I don't waste some of my card. If I change clothes, then I did it the next day. If I didn't, then I did it today, so we'll see how it goes. I will do it at some point, and yeah, hopefully it goes well, and I'll update you on the first bit of progress from my first real attempt at a watercolour painting. Okay, so the watercolours have dried a little bit. I tried to make a sunset painting based on some YouTube video I watched, and bear in mind this is the first time I have done anything like this, and I think it kind of shows because it looks pretty terrible. I mean, this bottom bit's left because I've got to wait for this to dry properly because this is going to be a mountain range apparently. My first problem was I tried to blend yellow with orange, didn't really go well. Then I tried to put red at the top and realised that I'd actually used pink, so it kind of all went a bit wrong, but I mean, I'll show you it closer. I don't know how good this is going to look. It's not terrible, but it kind of is. The blending's just not there, and it's just yellow, orange, pink meant to be red. For a first attempt, I'm not going to say it's great, I'm not going to say it's terrible, even though it probably is, but you know, it is the first attempt, so hopefully it will get better over time. But it was pretty fun to do, and that was the main thing. And I mean, like I say, I don't know if I've mentioned it in the video, but I'm going to try and set myself like a target over, this is the start of the week now, so it's a Friday today, and then by the next Friday I want to see if I've made any progress, and if I have, then I'll keep it up and keep going. The idea is to hopefully have something that I can impress my girlfriend with at the end of all of this, and going to be honest, don't think this is the one, do you? So yeah, on to bigger and better things, and I think maybe tomorrow I try again, maybe I'll try and do the hills and go over it a bit more, then we'll see what it comes out like. Okay, so it's day 2 of actually trying to learn how to do the painting. I'm just going to try and do like the mountains on it, maybe do another coat of this if I feel like it. Still not great, it's not very good at all, is it? I'm not going to waste your time though, we need to get better so we can actually show some progress in the 7 days that I'm working on this, and hopefully actually surprise my girlfriend with something worthwhile. So going for like a black on the lower one so it looks closer, and a brown on the other mountain, if you can see that, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm going for next, so let's do it. Okay, so I've now done the hills, and I also went back over the sky to blend it a bit more, and I've got to say I'm actually really happy with how it's came out so far. But I'm actually pretty happy with this for a solid first attempt, because I assure you I'm absolutely awful at art, and I genuinely think, and I know this is going to sound so bad when you see it, but I think this might be the best piece of art I've ever done, because I've actually put some effort into it, and I'm actually really happy with it. So here it is. I need to be careful that the water doesn't drip down, because I've literally only just done it, but as you can see the hills don't look too bad. I penciled them first and then did some black for the closer hills, brown for the further away hills. I'll bring it closer. I don't know how good this looks on the camera, but you know, I don't mind it at all. And I also blended the sky a bit more. I think the sky actually looks pretty good. Coming from an absolute beginner, I'm really happy with that, because this is only my second time using these colours, and I'm just actually quite proud of this, I'm not gonna lie. Think of it as bad as you want it to be, but for me this is quite good. So this is good progress for me. I'm really happy with it. I might actually keep this around as my first proper watercolour, because I'm actually quite proud of this. I think I fluked it a bit here with the sky, even though it's still not that great, but yeah, I'm really happy with this. Just a quick disclaimer, I am using just my iPhone to record this, so if the audio isn't very good or the camera isn't very good, I am sorry, but this is the best I can do. On to the next bit, gonna watch a YouTube video, and you'll probably see me on the next day, probably wearing a different sports top, because that seems to be all I'm doing. So I'll see you then. So we're back on day 3 of 7 of trying to learn how to watercolour paint. We spent the first 2 days doing this. First day it looked absolutely terrible. Second day I think it looks a little bit better. So I'm pretty happy with this and hoping to use this as a good foundation to move forward. Today I'm going to try and do like a nighttime sky. I mean, last time we did a daytime sky, like a sunset type thing. Now I'm going to do nighttime, and there's going to be a new technique I'm going to try and use, which I watched in a video, where basically you put like your colour, so say yellow or white, and you kind of like flick it like that, if you can see me doing that. And it puts like little flecks, and they're meant to look like stars and little like dotted details. So I'm going to try and do some stars like that on a nighttime scape. So that's what I'm going to be trying. I imagine it's going to take today and tomorrow, because it will dry for a bit. So that'll put us on day 4. I'm ready to go. I've got a cupcake that my mum's made, so you know, I'll have a quick bite of that first. That was really good. My mum made that. That was a very good cake. I'm proud of you, mum. So let's get into it. I'll try and blend the colours a bit more today. Hopefully that goes a bit better. So yeah, let's go.
A few moments later.
Okay, so it's around 30 minutes later. It's now started raining, which I hope doesn't mess up the audio, but I mean, this didn't go too bad though. I wouldn't say it went as well as the other one. This is it so far. I know, not great. That's meant to be a hill out of black. Then I was meant to like layer light blue, which I've done, layer some dark blue, which I've done. Got to wait for that to dry, then I've got to put a bit more like black over the top, and then eventually do the stars with the technique I was on about, where you flick the brush. So that will come in time, and then hopefully it doesn't look too bad after another coat. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. That's me done for the day. Got myself another cake as a reward. I mean, I'm making progress, but I don't think I've got anything to surprise my girlfriend with yet. But you know, if I keep getting better, then this is a fun hobby to have. And if you want to see more videos like this, just let me know. If you could, like the video, let me know what you thought, how I could improve it in the comments, that would really help. And subscribe if you want to see more challenges like this. Like literally just a like or a comment, it makes my day, it always does. It means the world to me when you guys get involved. We're on day 4 now, and we're going to be working on this painting again. Like I said, just going to be working on that technique where we flick the brush for some like stars in the sky, and then darken up this and try and blend it a bit more. It's not looking very good, to be honest. I'm going to try and save it, but I don't know if I'll be able to. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I spend 2 days doing this one, 2 days doing this one, I'll spend 2 days doing another one, and then on day 7 I'm going to combine all the techniques I've learned to try and make my own painting for my girlfriend, and that is what we're going to end it with. That'll be like the surprise. If it's bad, it's bad. Oh my my voice, sorry. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. She's going to get it either way. Oh god, that sounds strange. Right, just let's get into the painting. Okay, so I've just finished my paintings for day 4 of this challenge, and it just kind of proves that this challenge is not going to be easy. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. Because, like, this one I thought, oh, I might really have this. Well, I think I just got lucky on the blending, to be fair. Because this, I'll be honest, looks absolutely... Well, I'm not going to say the word, but it's terrible. It's pretty terrible, and I tried the little flick technique with the white paint, and I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like I've done something very different to this painting. I'm not going to say what, but hopefully there's better things to come, because that one did not go well. But yeah, on to day 5. Hopefully it goes better than this absolute piece of... I mean, look, it just wants to die on itself. It's just folding over. That's how you know it's a bad painting. So I'm going to move on to the next day with a positive mindset and just put this one out of my mind and just forget about it. So I'll see you on day 5. So we're on to day 5 now, onto our 3rd painting after... Well, it's dried out now. After yesterday's shambles, let's be honest, I'm going to try something a bit different. I've been having problem mixing colours, so I had a look for like single colour paintings. And I found this really cool one with some mountains where like you go lighter on the top and then it gets darker and you just use one colour throughout, but it looks like you've used many because of how light and dark you do it. So I think that's where I'm going to go with this one. I'll need to like pencil in the mountains because I don't think I'll be accurate enough to paint them like exact with fine points on like the tips of the mountains. I would also just like to say I have watched back over some of like the other day's clips that I've got in my phone, and I know that the audio and the visuals aren't great on an iPhone. Plus I know that I'm very awkward in front of the camera at the minute, which means most of the time I'll be talking like this and not actually looking at the camera, but I'm going to try and do my best to focus on the camera and improve that. So sorry about that, but yeah, on to day 5's painting, I guess.
Many months later.
I'll be honest, this painting I've just done has made the bad one from yesterday look like fine art. I mean, I thought this would be the simplest one yet, and therefore little could go wrong, but I mean, what have I done here? I don't know what this is. It just looks like a big grey page, black page. I don't know, I feel like it's a bit to do with the quality of the brushes, a bit to do with the quality of the paint, and a bit to do with just me lacking quality overall. I just cannot fathom how, how have I done it wrong? Today it hasn't gone too well. I'll be honest, this art thing, when I'm doing it, it's good. It's good for relieving stress, but sometimes I look at the things afterwards and I'm like, what did I just waste my time doing? It's progressively got worse so far. I mean, this wasn't bad. This, the more I look at it, I don't mind anymore. And then I've got this, so hopefully the second day can save this one. Because, yeah, I mean, I keep saying it, but I definitely do not have the skills to, you know, actually do something that's going to impress my girlfriend. Because if I tell my girlfriend I've learned how to paint and then show her this, she's going to think either I'm messing with her or some child drew this, because that's terrible. But, you know, I'm still having fun doing it, really, so hopefully it gets better tomorrow. And, yeah, I guess on to day 6. We're almost at the end of this thing. Day 6 now already. Today we're going to be trying to salvage the one that you saw me do yesterday. With the other 2 paintings, we kind of salvaged them both on the second days of doing them, so I'm hoping I can do something with this, but this is the one I think is the longest shot. Terrible, really, isn't it? If you are still around at this point in the video, I do thank you for watching, and I hope this is at least providing some entertainment for you guys, even if it's purely just on the fact of how bad this is. So yeah, nothing much really to say. Let's just go and get into it. 6 done, and I'll be honest, I tried to save the painting, but it's still kind of trash. I'm not going to take much of this, what I've learned in the last 2 days going into the final day. More that I'll learn from the mistakes rather than I've learned a new technique that I'm actually going to use. So here's the final paint, and it's pretty terrible. I tried to add some orange sky to just make the mountains not look as dull, but it didn't really work very well. I managed to do okay making these mountains quite dark, but that was pretty much it. The rest of the painting was pretty terrible. Some to do with my watercolour skills in terms of actually colours and blending and getting used to what's dark and what's light. A lot of it's to do with how bad I was with the pencil drawings of the mountains in the first place, which didn't help me out. And thirdly, I've never been able to colour in the lines with like colouring crayons, and it kind of shows here because all the mountains are like, but basically they don't actually fit within the mountain I've gone over, and it's kind of just ruined the whole thing. Yeah, a very poor painting, a very poor performance from me there. Probably the worst one so far. It's got progressively worse, but hopefully in the last day it'll be okay, because whatever I make she's going to get, so hopefully it's actually going to be something that she'll be able to look at and go, that's alright, at least alright, I'll take that. Not terrible like this. I mean, if you turn it upside down it doesn't look too bad. It looks like some kind of lava with some dark sky, I don't know. There's no real saving this, is there? There's nothing good about it. So that's day 6 done. Thank you for sticking with me all this way, and final day tomorrow. I guess I'll see you then. So here we are, day 7, the pressure's on, we need to make something, and I had a thought last night, and my girlfriend likes the Northern Lights, so I figured I could try maybe painting them. But now that I think about it, I did make this painting, which is quite similar like style, and that didn't go very well, so it's going to be risky, but I'm going to go for it. So after the last 2 days of painting, I thought I really need to kick it up a level, so I thought, what does every other painter have that I don't? Why am I doing it wrong? And then I remembered at school, when we used to do art, we used to have a painting apron, so we're going to do a quick costume change. So in reality, this is not a painting apron, it's my mum's Star Baker apron from Great British Bake Off. She wasn't on it, we brought it for her as a present. But yeah, hopefully this will be all we need to really kick it up a gear, so let's do it. Day 7, I'm not going to show a time lapse because this might take me a while, and I'm going to be doing it over a long period in the days. So the last time you saw me it was about 3 o'clock, it's now 8, and after 5 painstaking hours, which really about 1 hour of it I was actually doing the painting, the rest I was like eating food, getting a shower, whatever. I finally come to the end of the painting, and I don't think it's amazing, but it's not as bad as the last couple of days. Probably about on par with the first painting I did. I'm happy with it though, I think she will like it when I give it her, which is a good sign because that is what this challenge was for. But it was also for trying something new over a week in quarantine, which I feel like everyone who's not working has got all this time, and it's just like, I wanted to try something different, so I thought why not do this, document my progress, make a video for my YouTube channel, which I hadn't done for a while before this, and try a new type of video too. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I'm now going to show you the painting, but please bear in mind, like I say, I'm no artist, so for me, I think this is okay, pretty good for my standards, but for you guys at home, this might look terrible to you. But no, for my personal satisfaction levels, I'm quite happy with this. So here it is, my final painting. As you can see, I kind of went for the Northern Lights thing, but without the green lights because I don't think I would have been good enough to be able to do that. So it's more just like a nighttime scape. Tried to add some trees, which is the first time I've done some details like that, and some of them are okay, some of them are pretty bad. They're better than my practice ones though, which are here. I made a lot of mistakes. I used this painting as the practice one because it was that bad. I thought I may as well just draw on the back of it. So this is the painting that she's going to get. I'm pretty happy with this challenge as a whole. I would say if anyone out there happens to see this, I don't know, this could get viewed by no one, but if they do, I would say if you're going to do watercolours, don't buy a lot of brushes like I did, just buy one like versatile brush. It might cost you £5 or £10 more, but it's going to save you a lot of hassle. Same with the watercolour paints, buy a proper beginner's set, not just the cheapest thing you can find online like I did. And to be fair, card wasn't too bad. I know they said use watercolour paper, but in the end I didn't mind cards. Now the next step will be to give my girlfriend the painting, but I won't put that on camera. I'm going to release the video because I'm not going to see her for what, like another 3 or 4 weeks yet because of this lockdown thing at minimum. It could be more, we don't know, but we're just hoping it'll be in about 3 or 4 weeks. So I won't record that bit, but I hope you have enjoyed the video. And if anyone wants it, let me know in the comments and I can do a follow-up video to see how she found it and stuff like that. But it's completely up to you guys. I hope you have enjoyed watching though. If you have, feel free to hit the like button. Comment if you want to get involved down below. Like I say, everything means the world to me. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And hopefully I'll see you in another video soon. Goodbye.